A huge part of a game is that it fits the player's expectation. Kinda like how you don't want to open up a Thomas movie just to get Shrek 3D. With a mixture of game logic and, well, realistic logic. Aside from my bizarre choice of words there are some examples of realistic logic. Gravity while not in space, fire hurting you, characters feeling realistic and like actual people, and not this. Yeah, that's not really normal, but this brings me to the next part. And that is game expectations. These things aren't always the most realistic per se, but they are common and reoccurring in the video game industry for the most part, so I mean that's fine. And something these have in common is that they are reoccurring because like you don't walk outside and say, wait, what, the sun's here today? However, there is one part that doesn't make much sense to me. It's the fact that if there's like something you can easily move out of the way, your character's like, well, looks like I can't get past now. And you just end up not going past. Which, I mean, like, realistically, that doesn't make sense, but in a game's perspective, that does make sense. Hey look, I can easily jump over this fence. Makes sense. And now this is typically done to make sure that the character does not get out of bounds because, well, that would be kind of bad, and I had to add some more collision above the fences because the player could just jump out, which, you know, I kind of don't want that to happen. So I just want to give a brief rundown of the ideas for the game because I haven't really said much about it and it's been almost 30 videos so far. So you have your pulse, or like your heartbeat, which you can increase and decrease depending on the situation. Sometimes it might go up because your character got hit or like they're stressed out, or it can go down if like things calm down a bit more. You also do have a drone, which like its name is Pulse, but it stands for Pulse Under Life Support Enforcement, and it just kind of like, it's to help like keep your heartbeat stable, and it's also someone that you can talk to during it, and it's kind of under the theme of like an abandoned area. It's like, I don't want to go for horror per se, but more like a somewhat creepy environment, kind of like what the We Were Here games went for. So if you watched the previous videos, you would know that the area was kind of bland. It had like trees, and yeah, just trees. And now I added a few things, so now we have 2 logs. I know, kind of an insane improvement, but I did. And now I have upgraded the torch, so I made a nice image that represents how I feel about it. And now I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous video, but now if you go up to here, it doesn't go through the stuff. And I also added a reset torches option for when you go light some of them, then you're like, oh wait, I don't think that was correct. You just go and it's fixed. And also another thing I have added is like thinking text, so when you go up to somewhere, looks like you need to find another way in, you sometimes get text that pops up that tells you what your character's thinking and also kind of acts as small hints. And if you look inside, you see a lot of tables. And I do have a journal type thing in the works, but I don't know exactly what I want to do with it, but I do have some ideas. But yeah, that wraps up this video, and hopefully next time I upload, it's on a different thing, but still within game dev. Finally finished making that video. Now I can go take a break. Oh, come on!